Hello and welcome to the next showcase on this channel. Today we are on the Build the Oceania server together with Nat, the leader of the Victoria build team.
Hey.
And
Hello.
Bujim, a builder and YouTuber on this server. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Both of them will show around the server, what they've built. Yep. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
So follow us along here.
So honestly, the spawn is actually like one of the, I would say best, like most detailed parts of server, apart from the actual builds itself. We've got like all of the different like sort of states and areas in Oceania, but we're gonna start with Victoria.
So the bridge that you just flew over is actually the Westgate Bridge. It's a bridge in Victoria. It's a small version, and you can see the Sydney Harbour Bridge there. Each one of these bridges here is like a miniature version of a real life.
Yeah. So
sort of
the bridge over here is the Auckland Bridge from New Zealand and the Story Bridge from Queensland. So pretty much like we tried to center it all around pretty much Australian icons, really.
Okay, all right. So let's go on with the first
This is the
place.
Victoria little spot, and this is a miniature version of what you'll see when you get through the portal.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is the main sort of area of Victoria here, with this building with the dome on it. Do you see it?
This is So this is Flinders Street. It was actually like one of the first things built, if not the first thing built on the server. It did have the inside done on the old projection, but like we haven't done it yet, so mostly my own fault. But this is like the main sort of center part of the Melbourne CBD. Honestly.
So this is the train station that connects you to all areas of Victoria, essentially. Train lines going each and every direction coming from this area.
Okay.
So there's actually a legend to do with this building. Apparently, see how it has a kind of a dome sort of shape on the top? It looks a bit East Indian, actually. So apparently was a mix-up with the building plans of this building, and we were meant to have a Gothic style building in Melbourne, but they accidentally sent us the Indian plans. So in India, they got a Gothic style building, and we got an Indian style train station in Melbourne. So that's the significance of this building.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
and it's kind of the train station everybody comes from when they come to work in Melbourne.
Okay. So it's the main.
So we're gonna follow up towards like the Bilbao area, where the next build we're going to check out is St. Paul's Cathedral. This is one of Flea's builds, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to check out the inside, it's actually pretty good. It was made by one of our builders who actually like did most of the flooring for this. Yeah, Porkin. Salmon Porkin did the inside for this, but EXE did the exterior, pretty much. It's a pretty nice build. In my opinion,
quite a nice build. Took me a few weeks to get this done. It's really hard to build this kind of roofing on this kind of angle as well.
Yeah, if you want to check out the build of this done, you can check it out on Food and Bees channel.
Yeah, it's on my channel.
Yeah, it will be in the description. And yeah, you have for people who are watching the update episodes, really in the beginning, I think in episode 2 we have already seen pictures of the train station, and also this build was a one-time featured. So yeah, you can find it on his channel and check it out how it was built.
Yeah, cool. Check me out in the link below. So moving across here, this is kind of a new areas. These buildings have been built quite recently.
Actually, come down here. This is actually the main like graffiti part of Melbourne, like pretty much Melbourne. Another thing Melbourne's famous for, it's graffiti and street art. And this street over here, it's not sort of finished, but like this street area here is like super famous in terms of in like the street art world. It's got
so you can see a Biggie Smalls graffiti there next to a koala with a watering hose because we had bad fires in Australia. So these are two murals that were here in real life. We kind of upscaled them a bit. just to show some of the great Australian art that we have on this street.
Yeah. We're actually going to continue through here, and we're actually going to come to a familiar part of the server, the build battle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure a lot of you guys watching Hunter's channel have definitely recognized this. This was the build battle between Sydney and Melbourne, which occurred back in June, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Which we won, by the way.
Which we won, yeah.
By 1 point, right? Or 2?
By a single point.
It was two. It was two. Yeah, it was 2. 90. I think it was 92 to 90.
67 to 69.
Okay, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Sharp memory.
He still remembers it as well.
So I don't think too much has changed with this building.
I don't think any of it's changed really, apart from maybe a few minor
some
touch-ups.
details, right? Some
Yeah,
I think
a few
some
small
real
details
details
that might have got added.
The street markings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a
Cool.
few parts of the city where you can pretty much go onto the street and it literally feels like you're in Melbourne. And honestly, the build bar is definitely one of those areas. You can just sit on the floor and actually you kind of feel like you're in Melbourne, which is actually sick.
Yeah, this is an area that I walk down. I used to walk down to work every day. So it looks very accurate and kind of nostalgic, considering in Melbourne we can't actually leave our homes at the moment because of quarantine. So I can
interesting.
With this project, I could be here in Melbourne without actually leaving my home.
Yeah, build you outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna continue even further down the street to what's this building called again? Oh my god, I forgot. The yellow one that the sandstone one, Porkin and you may salmon, and
this is the ANZ building. So ANZ is like an Australian and New Zealand bank or something.
Yeah,
don't quote me on that. But
I think you don't.
This building was actually made using Blender.
Okay, so how did you do this? How did you load like a 3D model into Blender?
So
and then
he 3D modeled the building on Blender, and then pasted it in and just changed up the colors pretty much. And we've been experimenting with this sort of method that it could, like similar with how Mindfact have their shell method, that this kind of method could save a lot of time long term for some of our other areas. So this is kind of an experimental block for like the future.
It's kind of significant, I guess.
The future of not only our project, but maybe a lot of different Build the Earth projects, so we can significantly speed up the building of large areas.
Yeah,
also really complex buildings with like a lot of round shapes and stuff. You can do really easily with that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I guess we'll move back down the street. I'm pretty sure. So
this street here is Collins Street. It's like the Wall Street of Melbourne. So you'll have your Wolves of Collins Street working down here.
Stock market. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so
you have your investment bank buildings and your stock brokers and that sort of thing on the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're just gonna go back up to the main part where we started, back up there to show off some of the earlier builds. Yeah. Do you need top of?
Okay. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Okay.
Back down to this area.
I'm
gonna. Yeah. Nice. So this is where I think a new train station is gonna go. And I think this is built like multiple times on like the old projection stuff with no care for the actual construction site that's actually here. So you had to redo this entire block like multiple times to get get builders to actually build the construction site rather than building what it shows on Google Images. So it's kind of significant because like this area is built like 4 or 5 separate times.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
The main issue here was on Google Earth and Google Maps. This is a bunch of buildings, but in real life, it doesn't exist. So every time somebody saw, a bunch of buildings here, let me build them, I had to say, these don't exist. And we had a lot of debates and stuff around this area. It has a bit of significance to us.
Yeah,
it
definitely
Melbourne
shows
part of the build. Yeah,
it definitely shows our early roots as a build team.
So moving down, this is Flinders Street. This is kind of the first city strip that we ever
it was.
built.
So this area here was this entire city block here I'm pretty sure it was built in a week.
Yep, all
all
this area was
this-
built in 1 week, and
Whoa.
And
in
this
our,
entire street and the
project.
entire front street here as well was built in a day. We just moved over from like the old projection like 2 weeks ago, and no one was building. It's like all of us on the Melbourne team got together and just built this street out,
Mm-hmm.
and
It
pretty
was like
much
an
people.
unofficial build event, right? It's like you
Yeah,
just came together.
pretty
and
much
built.
Yeah.
our first build event
Okay, cool.
on the new projection. So we just had to grind all the entire
Mhm.
block out because no one was building it because it was pretty much starting from scratch.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually go around the corner here to just show you the one building that was built by Luster from the New South Wales server. He actually chipped in a little bit and built this building here. I'm pretty sure it's been redone by Crudinit, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, it was redone, but for the most part, most of it still stands. But we're gonna move down to the next block that was built, I think, in the following week. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, when we changed from the old projection to the new projection, after about 3 weeks, we had a lot of motivation around our builders, and we tried to get a block done every single week.
I think
So
it
we
lasted
had
for
a,
like 3 weeks.
yeah, we had a 3 or 4 weeks of heaps of progress in Melbourne.
So those first 2 blocks were 2 weeks, and then the block next to St. Paul's Cathedral that we went down for the art mural, that was built in that week, 3-week time span as well. And then we just started moving into a bit of rest, and that's when we decided to do the build battle of Sydney. So we're going to move on to the most recent part of the server, actually, in this street here. I think it's still Collins Street, yeah. So this area here was actually started about a week ago, and if you can see, like, a really good amount of progress that's been done. We haven't really done too much progress since we've been dealing with like all the merging of the servers and stuff.
Yeah.
But like in the time that we did get this done, like there has been like tons of progress done. So I'm pretty sure some of our builders, 11H, myself, who else worked on this? Pretty
Mystic,
sure.
I think.
Yeah.
I know Nexus might have had chipped in
Nexus
as well.
did.
Some name drops.
Yeah, just some names for our builders.
Some of our top builders.
And
Yeah.
how many builders were you actually over the whole time? Like, is this rising? Where they're like, is this? How many
We've
builders
had a-
were you from the beginning? Like,
It was pretty much only staff in the beginning. Pretty much.
In the beginning, it had about 8 builders, and we
builders.
probably cycled through about 80 to 100 builders in total, I would say, in terms of
Yeah.
building even like tiny little contributions.
And I would say
And-
about
Yeah,
15.
I'd say 80 to 100.
I'm gonna
15
say
active. 15 active.
15
I'd say.
that's a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah. That includes stuff.
So we could always use more hammers if you guys want to join.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get some more
So there's-
progress done.
Yeah, so the server's actually like open to builders, and if you want to join, it's like a super good time. Just
Yeah, you just set up all the new servers and
Yeah,
cool. Yeah,
It's like-
I mean, yeah, now is the best time to join.
yeah, we've got
Yeah.
a lot of great things happening. We've got some build battles work in the plans. We've got a point system. We've got build events happening every week. It's a lot of fun, man. But
Mhm.
we're gonna follow down Collins Street even further. So EXE actually built out this entire road leading all the way to the next part I'm going to show you, which is when it loads in Southern Cross Station.
If you see all these like huge walls of stone, these are areas we've had to cut out so we can place the road at the correct height. Because on this project, especially in Melbourne, we pride ourselves on keeping everything 1-to-1
Yeah,
as
so a lot of
closely as
the-
possible.
So this here is actually Southern Cross Station. We have some of our builders actually working on it right now. So a really unique thing about Melbourne, we have our own like dedicated train team of about 4 to 5 players. And they're literally like only working on the train stations and trains on the server, which is actually pretty cool. And any of the train tracks you see in Victoria, it will be done by them. They use like tons of different like techniques and Like they use TPLL all the time to like get the tracks like 1-to-1.
Okay.
And it's just like super accurate. So
That's
when
cool.
we're actually
And
gonna
they place tons and tons of track. It's actually unbelievable the amount of track they've laid. Kilometers and kilometers of lines of track because they're really passionate about trains. So plug Lol Biscuits here. Give him a huge shout out.
Yeah, he's our train team leader, and we're actually going to show off one of his other builds in a moment here.
These domes are quite difficult to make accurate. So
I believe.
He's been trying to build these for your tour, but he didn't quite get them finished in time.
Yeah. I was helping on this as well, so huge shout out to Lol Biscuits and the entire train team here at BTE Oceania. But we're gonna travel back down the train tracks here. So this is a bridge I'm pretty sure done by the train team also. And then we'll come up to back up to Flinders. We'll just show off this bridge real quick. This bridge was built by Eastreak. He's pretty much a faceted bridge builder for a lot of the bridges in Melbourne. Huge shout out to him. He's like helped out tons of some of the bridges. He's done this bridge. Hold up. Is he?
He's done all the bridges in this row. Yeah.
He's pretty much done all the bridges. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, if you fly down the Yarra River towards Flinders Street, you'll see all these bridges.
I think we're actually going to do that. Yeah. So train team's got all their like train stuff on the right, and with Flinders Station. And here is what bridge is called again. I can't remember.
So it's impressive that like, some people are really into different topics. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like some
we got someone from stuff for everything.
Bridges. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, okay. So here is Lakers Siding train depot, pretty sure, train shed. So all of the stuff you're seeing here are trains in real life. They're in the shed right now. The shed's here in real life. The train team has built pretty much all of this 1-to-1 with their massive knowledge of trains. We're actually going to go outside here to see the entire.
And if you see this little blue one here is actually Thomas the Tank Engine, our recreation, because they have a model Thomas the Tank Engine here.
It's actually in here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
An actual model of Thomas the Tank Engine.
That's legit Thomas the Tank Engine in real life, in built BT. So if you want to go outside the shed here, you can see like it goes on for quite a while. Yeah, and this was built by the train team you saw earlier, building Southern Cross, and
Sick.
All the train stuff here is also 1-to-1. Yeah, I don't know too much about trains, but I know they're all 1-to-1. That's for sure.
Cool.
Okay, we're gonna go back.
It's going to be a lot of work to build all the train tracks. Like in the end,
yeah.
And, like,
I give them huge props. Like I couldn't do it.
Kilometers, like over the land. I mean, it's
going
to be really interesting if it's done. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. But I look forward to see more cool stuff, train stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're gonna go back to Flinders Street, and we're gonna go actually to probably the best part about probably not the best part, but like the coolest part of Melbourne, where all the tall buildings are and stuff. So we're actually gonna go across another one of East Street's bridges, which is actually the Princess Bridge. So you got like it's super detailed 1-to-1 as well, like everything here. And pretty much across the Yarra, we've got Hammer Hall from EXC's showcase video.
And it also featured in one of Hunter's previous videos.
Yeah, I'm pretty
some
sure
clips of the construction of this building. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it appeared in a Pippin video as well.
Yeah, it also appeared in the Pippin video, about 5 seconds of it.
Yeah,
he didn't give credit, of course.
Really famous build.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. We've seen this.
Yeah.
And I think when you built it, there was like nothing in the background, but I mean now we can see there's like many skyscrapers have been
many more as well.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go over to this part of the botanical gardens. These small boat shed stuff and like this little park area here. So this is built by myself and 11H. Yeah, pretty much.
These
it's
boat
all the
sheds are for row teams of most of some like poshy private school.
Yeah,
row
the
teams.
private schools. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you
we've
go to a
only-
really expensive school in Melbourne, you probably know a lot about these boat sheds here. Otherwise, I don't think too many people know that much about them.
Or even care, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the boat sheds. They're cool. Okay, we're gonna go back across the road to probably the main part, the coolest part of Melbourne, which is South Bank. So a lot of the buildings here are just like massive skyscrapers. And you'll probably recognize that quite a bit of these buildings, as a good majority of them have been built for EXC's channel and built by the wonderful Crew Newt as well.
Yeah, Crew Newt, one of our top builders.
Yeah.
Like to shout him out for his wonderful work in South Bank here.
Yeah, his work is like massively underappreciated. So he's built like
he also
like
built the Burj Khalifa as well on this server. This stripy building used to be Melbourne's tallest building. It's called the Eureka Tower. Everybody in Australia knows this video really well. It's quite, this building really well.
Yeah.
It's quite iconic.
It's the second largest in Australia, I believe.
I think Australia 108 is taller than it, which is currently under construction.
Yeah.
So this is, I think until 2019, this was the tallest building in Melbourne. It's called the Eureka Tower after Australian gold miners, when they used to find gold, used to call out Eureka as an expression of like, yes, I found gold. So the name of the building kind of pays homage to them. Yeah.
And it's like golden at the top.
And it's gold up the top. And it's actually, in real life, up the top, it's actually real gold up there.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it actually is real gold.
I did not know that.
Using gold as a building block up there is pretty appropriate, because this is actually real gold in real life. And up the top, at the very top floor, has a restaurant. So if you guys are really rich and you visit Melbourne, you can maybe dine up here if you've got a spare grand lying around.
Spare grand. The skyscraper next to it is like a bit taller, right?
Yeah, so
and the skyscraper next to it.
Yeah, this is Green Spine. This was Spine. Okay, right. I didn't get that right. This is also built by Crew Newt, and it's actually probably going to be the largest building in Australia when it's completed. It is, I believe, 356 meters tall.
And it's going to cost $2 billion to construct. So it's not actually completely finished, this building.
Oh, it's not even started in real life yet, but it's been approved. So
it's been approved. So Crew wanted to build it. Yeah,
Crew just jumped straight onto it and started. And there's
so we're in before real life builders here with this one.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's built like super accurately as well. So props to him. And then there's also the second building next to it that is, I think, about I can't remember the height. I think it's like 150 something, maybe 200. So you got two neighboring buildings and very futuristic. Then next to it, we've got, I think, some banking buildings.
It's PwC, Price Waterhouse Coopers. So it's one of the big four accounting firms. If any of you accounting nerds,
like yourself,
probably want a job here. Fun fact: I actually had an interview here, and I didn't get the job. So that's why I put some, without the real builder realizing, I put some TNT in the logo up here.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Wait, don't tell me.
So just blow up.
Yeah, that's fine. That's scripted. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's scripted. Yeah. That's what we think of PwC here at
exactly. Oh wait, is it on the outside as well? Oh, it's on the upside.
No, I just said it for that small area.
Right, yeah. Yep, so this is the final building in Victoria we're actually going to show off here. This is
Findex, I think. Findex. I think it might be another accounting firm.
It probably is. Firm, yeah. I don't know all the accounting firms. I'm not really big into accounting. So
most of Melbourne's buildings are accounting firms, banks, etc. Because our biggest revenue maker is services in Australia, so lots of these kind of buildings are quite significant for us.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of it. So we're actually going to jump over to the Queensland server. I'm actually going to invite my my Queensland owner. This is actually one of the best parts of Queensland. I'm going to say it's the South Bank Promenade. I'm pretty sure it's a promenade anyway. It was built for a World Fair essentially, and this entire area was redone after that World Fair, and a lot of the parts of it are still here today.
Yeah. It's called the Wheel of Brisbane.
Thank you, Wheel of Brisbane.
Creative name.
Creative name. That's probably why I can't remember it. Yeah. So yeah, this is South Bank. We're gonna cross over the Q pack, which we tried to complete for the tour, but we couldn't get done unfortunately. But it's a massive art center for things are pretty much. I'm gonna TP you here. This right here is another building by the train team, but not the Victoria train team. Separate member of the train team.
Yeah, this was built by Joe Train.
Yeah,
in
Joe
Queensland.
Train built it. Yep. So it's actually the South Brisbane station, and originally it was built as only a temporary thing. In I think it was 1891, but because I think an area of it was temporary, but then because of the Victoria Bridge, we'll show you in a second, washed out, it actually became permanent 2 years later, and pretty much has been here ever since. And over here
the
we
Victoria Bridge, that note, is not in Victoria, but named after Queen Victoria.
Of course. We've got all the different names of buildings and places all mix around Queen Victoria and all the different Queen stuff. It's just a whole mix and mash of names. Really, it's confusing.
It's a mash of paying respect to the royal family of a different country.
Yes.
Commonwealth gang.
Commonwealth gang, yeah.
Yes, this is Victoria Bridge. It is one of the main bridges of Brisbane, and it crosses the Brisbane River all the way across the CBD from South Bank. And here's South Bank. Not that South Bank over there. Here is the Brisbane CBD, not South Bank. Not to be confused with the Melbourne South Bank. It's a different South Bank. But I don't know why.
Same Victoria, same South Bank, isn't it? They just keep using.
It's the same spelling. They just use the same thing. There's probably a South Bank in a lot of cities in Australia.
Ooh, this building's really cool.
Here is the I think it's
Treasury Casino.
Treasury, thank you. Yeah, Treasury Casino. So don't really have many facts, but do you remember who built this, Thingo?
Me.
Oh, that's right. You built it, of course.
Oh, congratulations, Thingo, man.
Yeah, I built the Victoria Bridge as well. I did pretty much this whole area.
Yeah, I forgot.
Done a good job.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're gonna now show off a different part of Brisbane, where we actually had a build battle with the New Zealand team for a bit of smaller version of the Sydney Melbourne build battle. Here we've got the block that we built for the Queensland and New Zealand build battle. It was definitely on the lower end of buildings, I guess, but because a lot of this still hasn't been completed, and I think pretty sure New Zealand won the build battle.
Looks pretty good to me, though.
Yeah, a lot of the buildings are high detail, but then and then you got ones that aren't as high detail, like the one I did because I was halfway through a school assignment. A lot of the buildings here were built by different members of the Queensland team. I'm pretty sure our the leader of Queensland, Sean Surf, built a building here. Thingo built a building here. I built a building here. A few other builders I can't remember built here during this, and then I think some of the other buildings here across the corner. Did you build these, Thingo? I'm pretty sure you did.
And I didn't do these ones.
It must be C then. Yeah.
It's CC and someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, since I'm pretty sure did these.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I really like the traffic lights with the heads.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
So we've tried it done in like Victoria as well, but like
we need to implement a few more of them. I think over in Victoria.
Yeah, essentially we do need to.
Really cool.
Yeah, I guess we'll go to Bundaberg now. Yeah, this was probably the first major part of Queensland that was built on the new projection. This was actually made as like a separate build team before we had to redo like the entire Queensland team. So this was before that reform, and it was built as a separate project to Brisbane before we ended up merging the two and merging all of Oceania. We have quite a few blocks here done, but I think I'll just let Fingo discuss the buildings he wants to talk about, I guess.
It's nothing really too interesting. It's we got the local wind news building here, which is the biggest one that's been built. And a classic RSL.
Reserved Services League. It's for like ex-military. I think it raises money for ex-military, right? That's what.
Yeah, but they're like mini restaurants. They're like bars and like bistros and sort of thing. But like they're
back
just,
in
like,
the day,
charity thing.
The people from the war, and then they opened up to the public later on.
Yeah, and they're scattered all over Australia. They're scattered all over Australia. So, like, usually you can just chill up to one and.
Return services or reserve? Return, right? Return.
Yeah, return, I believe. Yeah. So I think there is one.
Have you done the Bundaberg factory?
Not yet. There hasn't been too much progress on this lately because we've moved on to Brisbane and stuff, but we hope to get a bit more.
Past 2 weeks, I haven't been doing much work on it because I've been doing server stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully you get onto this soon. It's actually a really cool area. And there's actually like an entire about the brewery. Essentially one of the famous breweries in Australia is right here. It's called Bundaberg. I think it's just Bundaberg, isn't it?
Rum.
Yeah, Bundaberg rum. It's like super famous in Australia, and it's like exported all over the country. I think
so. It'd be great when we get that build done.
Yeah, it's super iconic to the area, and probably like the first thing of this town. It's like, boom, you got the Bundaberg, Bundaberg Drinks Factory, I guess. So, essentially, this is, if you want to have a look around, this is pretty much what the average Australian suburbia looks like, and hopefully a lot of our Australia suburbia will look like this. Pretty much, Australia suburbia is like pretty much the suburbs of Australia, but like, they all have like this super unique like atmosphere in terms of like living arrangements, and pretty much it's almost unique to Australia and New Zealand in terms of housing style. I'm pretty sure, you probably won't find houses like these in a lot of other parts of the world.
Lots of gum trees,
US,
lots of weatherboard houses.
I would say a good amount. I'd say about maybe 20-25 have been started. To some degree.
I would have thought more, man. We have about 20 just in Victoria.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 20 about in Victoria, and then I think there's a good. I think maybe
I'm including
5.
New South Wales too.
Oh, there's probably about enough. There's probably about 15 in New South Wales.
Yeah, so we have a good amount of these suburbs built. So everybody in the comments saying, "Oh, they're going to build my house in Minecraft," they might just.
Yeah.
You never know.
It not might just. It's not really a matter of if. It's a matter of when. With this project, because everything has to be built eventually.
Yes, but when you can see like you've already built some houses, but you can see all the outlines of the projection. You have like so many more houses and so many more streets. Like, this is going to look epic when it's everything is done, because like you have so many houses.
I think, in my opinion, the suburbia area will look much better than CBDs.
Yeah, I'm actually going to shout out the builder who actually built this. His name is Ryan the Kid 22. Just got that message from one of my admins.
Well done, man.
Yeah, great work here, man. Honestly, probably one of the best suburbia areas in Australia. It just looks sick. It's so realistic.
So okay, so thank you for the tour.
Yeah, thank you for coming here. It's really our pleasure.
So I mean, it was a lot. You showed a lot, but I mean, I think there are a lot of people out there who find it interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you very much, and
Problem.
yeah, hopefully you get a lot of more people in the future. So
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Remember, if you ever want to join, you can always join BT Oceania from either the BT website, or there should be a link down below in Hunter's description. So if you want to join there, you always can. We're free. We're pretty much free to always builders coming in. We do have a bit of a trial system, but we do like to get builders come through. But it's super quick, super easy. Yeah. We also
Get involved.
we also have Virgin Bee's YouTube channel, which it should also be probably linked down in the description, but you can easily find it. We also have BT Oceania, which is a new channel we launched not too long ago. We have already a showcase video of Melbourne up there with just some good like just overview of like the Melbourne CBD. So always stay up to date on our socials. So yeah, I think that's where we'll leave it.
yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So bye.
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 Oh.